If you want to create a liquidity pool, keep watching. I'm going to show you how to create a liquidity pool on Solana from just only one sol, without coding, and in only 5 minutes. For doing the whole process, we have two different options. Okay, in this case, I'm going to show you both. In both cases, your liquidity will be added to Raydium. I'm going to show you also how to remove the liquidity after adding it, and how to add more liquidity to the liquidity pool. I will give you some tips about how much liquidity add, mean order size, tick size, etc. So you will be ready to launch a successful meme coin or series project if you want in just 5 minutes. For doing the whole process, we are going to use Smithii tools. Okay, in Smithii tools, it's a tool suite where we can create and manage our token within Solana ecosystem. Okay, you will have all in the descriptions of every tool we are going to use, but mainly we are going to use token creator, create liquidity pool, OpenBook market, and other and liquidity remover. So yeah, let's start directly creating our token. Okay, we can go to token creator. In here, we just need to put all the information of our token. Okay, in this case, I'm going to create a random token for the tutorial. Okay, let's call it Pitbull, symbol P. Okay, decimals. Decimals doesn't affect too much to your token. So basically, it only affects on the quantity supply you can use for your token. The most usual is 6 decimals. So you can go for it. And about supply, you also don't need to worry too much. In this case, I'm going to use 1 billion, okay, which is kind of common too. Perfect. Now we can add the image. I'm going to upload, for example, this one, okay. And now we can also add the description. Pitbull random token. Okay. We can also add social links, okay, website, Twitter, Telegram, and Discord. These links are going to be showed on SourceScan, as you can see here on a left, for example. Okay, so you can add them. I'm going to use random sites too, so they will be showed on the links. Take on account that for Twitter you need to use twitter.com, not x.com. Okay, that's a note. Perfect. And now we need to introduce the authorities on Solana. Okay, we have 3 different authorities within Solana, which are update authority, freeze authority, and mint authority. It's not like on Ethereum, Binance Smart Chain, or any EVM chain. In here we have 3 different authorities, okay, 3 different ownerships, and each one of them gives different terms to us above the token. The freeze authority is an authority that allows us to freeze the token account in holder's wallet. So it's mandatory to revoke the freeze authority if we want to create a liquidity pool. Okay, so we need to activate this toggle. You can also make it in another tool. And we also have the mint authority, which basically allows us to mint more supply of our token. Okay, it's a red flag for our token if we want to launch it and have some success. So I will recommend you to revoke the mint authority too. And we also have the update authority. Update authority allows us to update the token metadata whenever we want, like change the image, change the name, etc. In this case, it's not the most relevant because there are different tokens which are mutable. Okay, when a token have the update authority, we say that it's mutable. Once we revoke the update authority, we say that the token is immutable. Okay, so there are successful tokens with this authority enabled, so we can decide if to do it or not. For sure, if we revoke the update authority, if we make our token immutable, it will be more secure for holders. In Solana, people usually use Rookcheck, okay, which is this site, to see the red flags, the negative points a token currently have. For example, if we paste this token address, we can see the analysis of how risky it is. Okay, it will show if it has the authority removed or not, the liquidity quantity per wallet, the liquidity percentage, etc. So in here you have a video where I explain how to remove all the red flags our token may have in here in Rookcheck. Okay, so once we fill all the information, we can just click on create token. Okay, a transaction will load. We will see it right now. Here we have the transaction. Okay, and as we can see, we are going to receive 1 billion tokens, and we are going to pay 0.7, 0.5 for the token creation, and 0.1 for each authority we have revoked. So we click on confirm. It will take a bit. Perfect. Now if we check the signature, we will see the transaction, and we will also see the tokens we have created. Okay, if we go here, we can see the change of balance, and here we have the address and the token plus 1 billion tokens. If we copy this and go to SolScan, we can see our token live. Let's see. Perfect. Here we have Pitbull, the supply, the Twitter attached, the website we attached to, the image, and we can also check the metadata, and you will see that we still have the update authority in here with the wallet we use, which is this one. Okay, perfect. So now that we have our token, we have revoked the important authorities. If you didn't revoke the authorities by using this tool, you have here the revoke freeze authority, revoke mint authority, and make token immutable too, that will revoke the authorities for you. Okay, but now we can directly go to the next step, which will be creating the liquidity pool. Okay, for creating the liquidity pool, we have another tool in Smithii, which is this one. We can create the liquidity pool from only one sol. Okay, we will need to pay 0.4 sol for creating the OpenBook market and 0.6 sol for adding the liquidity, in this case to Raydium. Let's start directly with the first step, which will be creating the OpenBook. This tool makes the whole thing, the whole process in just one step, but we can also make them step by step, like creating the market first, and then we can come here also and add the liquidity. Okay, if you want to do that, you can just create the OpenBook market in here and then go to liquidity pool. I already have an OpenBook market, and paste the ID you got and add the liquidity. Okay, if you want to do that, you can, but it's easier to make everything in one step and will be faster for sure. The cost will be the same too. So basically, the first concept we need to understand about Solana is that we need to create a market, an OpenBook market, which is the token pair that people will be able to trade later. And once we have the market ID created, we can add the liquidity so people can start swapping, start trading it on different DEX, in this case on Raydium, which is the most popular. So basically, anything else we need to understand about the market is that we need to pay a fee to storage or OpenBook market on the chain. Okay, this is a on-chain fee that we can't control, and based on how big, based on the size of our OpenBook market, we will need to pay more or less fees. Okay, the optimal market, it's costing right now around 2.8 Solana. Okay, but if we modify the size of our market ID, we can make it cheaper and create it from 0.4 Solana. This is the market I'm going to create here, but we also need to understand the risk it has. Okay, basically, the more size our market have, the bigger our market is, the more transaction it will be able to process. What happens here? That it's kind of expensive. Spending 3 sol in creating an OpenBook market is really expensive. So we can use the cheaper option. If you are going to launch a meme coin, a test project or something, you can just create the cheaper option and save some money in doing it. Okay, and the experience of clients we had, of users we had, we can go and we can reach a market cap of $500,000 with a meme coin with 0.4 OpenBook market, with the OpenBook market, the smaller OpenBook market, which costs 0.4 Solana. Okay, also if you reach a huge volume, you can always create another OpenBook market and add liquidity to it. So that's on you. Take on account that you need to make the tokenomics and decide, but this is just like educational, that you can also make it and save cost, and it's kind of usual. Also, there is too much people asking how much tokens should I add to liquidity. The most usual, I'm going to talk about meme coins, okay, because it's kind of what everyone is doing right now in Solana, is adding from 50% to 80 or 90%. Okay, depends on your plans, depends if you are going to do an airdrop or whatever, but for sure, the more liquidity you add, the more secure and interesting will be for investor, because you won't be able to rook, you won't be able to dump the token, etc. For sure, if you are doing an airdrop, at least you will need from 10% to 40% of the liquidity of the supply for making the airdrop. Okay, that's on you, that's on your strategy, but that's kind of the more usual. Knowing this, we can go directly to the process. Okay, so start, you will have the link in the description on the tool, as you know, and we can start by selecting the base token. The base token is the token we have created, the token that doesn't have a value on the market yet, and then we will select the quote token, which is the token with a value in the market. Solana, USDC or USDT are the most common. I will recommend you to use Solana. So for starting, we just need to start selecting our base token, okay, the token we have created, Pitbull. and the quote token, Solana, perfect. Now we go to the min order size and the tick size, which are basically the settings of our market ID. The min order size is the minimum quantity someone can buy of our token when trading it, okay? And the tick size is the minimum quantity that the price of our token can change. Based on the supply of our token, the decimals, we should pick different numbers for it. I've made a guide, okay? You can check this chart, and it's kind of following standards of other tokens launching, which min order size and which tick size did they use. Okay, we have created a 1 billion token, so I will use 100 for min order size and 0.000000, which are 7 zeros, 1. Okay, so we have 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, perfect. So now we have our min order size and our tick size. If we go ahead and we don't make any other change, we will be paying 2.8 Solana for the market, okay? But in here, if we click on advanced options, we will be able to modify the length, which is the size of our market, and make it cheaper, okay? In this case, I'm going to use the 0.4 Solana market, which is the cheaper one. In here, we have the inputs we need to use for different market IDs. In this case, I'm going to use the 0.41. Here you have also the length for a 1.5, which would be like a medium market. I will say that you can reach a 1 million, 2 million market cap with this market without any issue when trading the token. And these are the inputs for the standard one, okay? In this case, I'm going to use this one, I said 0.4, so I just need to paste it, these numbers, okay? Perfect. I will add this guide, okay? These inputs in the description, so you can just copy them from the description too. Cool. And now we have the settings for our OpenBook market, okay? Now the next step would be adding the liquidity. In this case, we can do everything in one step. So here we select how much tokens we want to add to the liquidity and how much Solana, okay? If we modify this here, the input, we will see which will be the price, the number of tokens per Solana that will be the price, okay? So doing it, you can calculate how much Solana would you want to add and which will be the cost of the token when launching. In this case, I'm going to use 500 million tokens because I want to explain you how to add more liquidity later. I'm going to add 1 Solana, okay? Why not? So take on account that you need to make your math, your tokenomics, and check how much you want to add. I will say that for launching a successful meme coin, the better is to add at least $2,000, okay? The more liquidity you add, the best your token will perform, and also you will have less problem with the snipers, okay? You need to take on account that in the moment you launch your token will be at least 10-20 snipers sniping your token and trying to withdraw the liquidity from your pool, okay? So the more liquidity you have, the less they will affect your token. This will happen 100%. I will make another video on how to avoid the snipers, but it's kind of difficult. So I would say that the most important here is that the more liquidity you add, the less snipers will affect, and for sure the best is for attracting investors and people. Also, it's important to burn the liquidity pool, but I'm going to explain that later after we create the liquidity pool. So another important thing here is that if you make marketing, if you have a node demand of your token before launching it, and you launch the liquidity pool and people is interested in buying because you have hype and marketing, much better, okay? It's better to make some marketing pre-launch and then launching the liquidity pool. At least under my experience, that would be the best option. Anyways, once we decide how much liquidity we want to add, we can also set the launch date. If we click on create liquidity pool, the liquidity pool will be created right now. We can schedule the liquidity pool, so we can select in here in the calendar which day and which time we want it. This is local time, okay? So you can just select which schedule date you want for your liquidity pool. In this case, we are going to create it right now. And here we can see how much tokens and Solana we are going to add. So Once we have all the information filled, we can just click on create liquidity pool and we will have 3 different transactions, okay? So once we fill all the information, we can just go to the button of create liquidity pool, we click on it, and we will have 3 different transactions, okay? The first one will be open right now. Let's see. Here we have transaction 1, 0.007, okay, we approve it. We go to the second one, let's see. We need to pay 0.4 Solana because it's the market size we selected, okay? We approve it and we will have our market ID created. Here we have the market ID. And the third one, as you can see, is the liquidity pool creation. We need to pay 1.5 Solana, okay, which is 0.5 Solana for the liquidity pool creation fee, okay? And 1 Solana, which is the quantity we are going to add to the liquidity. We are going to receive these tokens, okay, which are the liquidity pool tokens, and we are going to set 100 million tokens, that it's a quantity of a token we are going to add, okay? We click on approve, and here we have the created liquidity pool. This is the ID, okay? So now if we copy our token address and we go to Birdeye and paste it, here we can see that it's live, okay? And it won't show data yet, but we can see people doing transactions, okay? These are the snipers buying and selling it. We can see it live, how people is trading it right now, okay? So one important thing here is that once we create the liquidity pool, we are receiving the liquidity pool tokens, okay? Which are tokens that we can use in order to remove or withdraw the liquidity from Raydium. In this case, these are the tokens, okay? We have 700,000 and we can burn them, lock them, or use them to withdraw the liquidity, okay? So if you want to remove, you can use this tool, okay? You will have the link in the description too. You just need to pay the liquidity pool address if you don't know where to find it, if you didn't copy it previously. Here you can see how to find it and select how much liquidity you want to withdraw, okay? Doing the same, you can paste here the liquidity pool address and select how much tokens and Solana you want to add to the liquidity pool, to the existing liquidity pool. But anyways, I would recommend you, and the most usual is to burn the liquidity pool tokens in order to avoid us being able to rug and people don't think that we are going to rug, okay? So for burning a liquidity pool, we just need to go to Sol Incinerator and connect our wallet. Cool. We need this Pro toggle activated, okay? And we have a window of liquidity pool. Here we will see our liquidity pool token. Let's see if it charges. This is the liquidity pool tokens. So we can just burn all them, and we have revoked the ownership before with the authorities, and now we have burned the liquidity, so we can drag by removing the liquidity from the liquidity pool. So you can also lock the liquidity pool tokens, okay? It's less usual, but it also works by using Streamflow Finance, okay? It's kind of the most used platform for locking liquidity, for doing investing, etc. So that's all for the process of creating the liquidity pool, okay? Now we have our liquidity pool live. Now the next step will be doing the marketing by hiring alpha callers, influencers, and all that. I'm going to make a dedicated video on how to make marketing, how to spread the word about your token and reach 1 million market cap, okay? But that's not for today. You can also list your token on Jupiter. Here you have a tutorial on how to do it, and you can also apply for listing on CoinGecko, CoinMarketCap, and other kind of platforms. It's kind of more difficult because you will need a high level of volume. But anyways, that's for another video. For this process, that's all. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.